Good morning, my friends, and welcome to the 10-minute book talk, where three best-selling authors talk all things bookish with you for 10 short and sweet minutes. I'm your host this morning, Rachel Linden, and I'm joined by my lovely co-hostesses, Marie Bostwick and Katherine Reay. And today we have such a fun treat for you. We have Suzanne Allain, who is here to talk about her new book, The Ladies Rewrite the Rules. I am halfway through this. It's a Regency era historical romance, and it is just delightful and fun. And I think you're going to really love the book and the concept, because I read the concept and I was like, we have to have her on the show, and I have to get my hands on a copy. And it has proven to be delightful. So Suzanne, welcome. We're so glad that you're with us. And can you tell us a little bit about your book?
Sure. So it takes place in the Regency era, as you mentioned, and it's basically a wealthy widow, finds herself on a directory of single rich ladies that a younger son, so not the heir, but the spare, he compiled this directory for the benefit of gentlemen like himself who do not have a fortune so that he can marry one. And then the ladies decide that if he and the other men want to marry a fortune, they should work for it. So that's kind of the concept.
The
Okay,
ladies rewriting the rules.
so
So much
fun. So they rewrite the rules on this. And okay, I love it.
Isn't that clever?
Where'd you come up with the idea? Like it is to me a spark of an idea. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a brilliant twist, which I could never come up with. So how did it spark you?
Well, what is funny is I wish I could say I invented it. But it is actually based on a real directory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness. Okay,
Called
that
the
actually makes it
Ladies
even
Rewrite
better.
Sheet?
Like, oh my goodness.
Yes. This was, and if you see down by a younger brother, whoops, I got to get my point in the right place. And then,
Oh my God.
and then if you can't interpret Roman numerals quickly, I will just tell you it was published in 1742. So I stumbled across this and researched for a prior book. And here's a few pages of the inside. So it literally lists like ladies by courtesy, daughters of peers, widows, dowagers. It lists, and if you see, there's a column for where they live, how much money they have in the
I was gonna say
bank.
it lists their fortunes.
Yes, it lists their fortunes.
Oh my goodness.
Because if you're marrying for money, you got to know
You gotta know what the money is.
You gotta know how much they
Oh
have.
my goodness.
Oh my
Okay,
word.
so wait, real quick, I need to ask though, how did you think of twisting it and saying, the ladies are gonna rewrite these rules? Okay, how'd you get
Well,
there? Because
when I stumbled across this directory, I thought, just first of all, I can't believe this even exists and that it was published. But how would you feel if you were one of the ladies on the directory? And then did they just get people like showing up on their doorstep, which is what happens in the book? So I decided, to tell it from the ladies' point of view. And what is interesting is it has a foreword that the author wrote. And so some of his motivation for creating the directory is the same motivation for my character in the book. And it was funny too, when I first envisioned these characters and this plot in this book, I thought it would be more of an enemies to lovers trope, because it was just so dastardly of him to publish this directory, and how dare he, and that's how it starts. But pretty quickly, I just couldn't make him that much of a jerk. So pretty quickly he sees the error of his ways, and he's just like, just such a sweetie. So he's just like, when she confronts him, which I'm not giving too many spoilers because this is really quick into the book, he sees the error of his ways pretty soon. So
I love
so fun. So fun.
so much fun. So we've got some serious kind of, fun, cool Bridgerton vibes going here. So I love that. And I'm really curious about your research, the Regency period. You spent some time in there. So apart from this amazing thing, are there other surprising things that you came upon during your research of this period? I mean, I just like, I don't know that you're going to beat that, but sure, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if I can either. Well, I did a lot of research into Vauxhall Gardens because one of the scenes, one of the chapters is set there, and that was pretty interesting. Also, some of the other locations. So the widow lives about an hour outside London in Twickenham, which I actually, so one of my other books was turned into a movie. It's called Mr. Malcolm's List. That's the movie tie-in edition.
Oh my gosh.
And so we actually, I wasn't there for the filming. Oh, and that's Theo James, by the way, which I can tell, I've spent 10 minutes with the man, but I can tell a lot of Theo James stories if you want to hear those later.
You do. I want to know all of these things. Where can we find this movie?
Yeah.
It's actually on Amazon Prime, Apple.
Oh my goodness.
It's free on Showtime, I think, but it's like video on demand. It's wherever you get streaming videos.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not on Netflix.
Writing this down.
I've just written this down. I'm watching this.
Okay.
Delightful. Okay.
Yeah, it was really fun. So so before the movie, actually, the movie was went into production during COVID. It was actually supposed to film in the summer of 2020, and it got pushed to 2021, but it was still a really hairy time. It was early 2021, so I didn't get to be on set. But in 2018, we filmed a 10-minute short film that was a prequel to the feature.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that kind of to get money and financing for the feature film. So that short film, you can watch it for free on YouTube. It's called Mr. Malcolm's List Overture. But anyway, it starred Gemma Chan, Frida Pinto. It had some really nice big stars in it too for a short film. And when we were there filming, one of the scenes was filmed in a house in Twickenham. And that house kind of became a little bit of the inspiration for the house that's in The Ladies Rewrite the Rules. And I'm actually blanking. I think it's called Whitley House.
Whitley House. Okay. Oh my goodness. Well, I know what I'm doing over my lunch break. I am watching this on YouTube. We're all going to watch it together. How delightful fun. Well, this leads so well into my next question, which is, why have you chosen to write in this genre? What draws you to love stories and historical love stories?
Well, probably the happily ever afters. So I just love just a happy ending, and I'm a huge Austen fan, which is what took me into the Regency era. And so, yeah, I'd say, and then I'm as much into comedy as I am romance. So I loved like P.G. Wodehouse. I'm a huge, oh, good. Oh, we got to get together again.
All of those right now. I got the whole anthology set for my dad for Christmas.
Really?
Like,
this is awesome. Yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness, how fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So just a happy ending.
The happy ending, the fun, especially, and Georgette Hare, who was like the first historical romance writer. She wrote the first Regency romances 100 years ago, like a century. She's like a huge inspiration. So all of those books, just fun, light, books that you can escape from modern day troubles.
Oh, I love it. That's so fun. All right. Well, this has been delightful. And now we have viewing material as well. So you have both reading material and viewing material coming out of this interview. So I want to ask you the last question, which we ask everyone, and that is, Suzanne Allain, what is bringing you joy today?
Well, today, I don't know if you can tell because I have some nice light right now, but the sun came out. So I live in Florida, but it's northern Florida, and it hasn't been very sunny this winter. So I'm very happy about the sun, to see the sun again.
Yeah.
Well, two of us are in the Pacific Northwest, and Katherine is in Montana right now. So all of us can rejoice with the sun. We know that is a big deal. We rejoice with you. Well, thank you. Can you hold up your beautiful book again? So Ladies and gentlemen, readers everywhere, this is Suzanne Allain with her delightful Regency romance, historical romance, The Ladies Rewrite the Rules. If you want just a fun romp, go out and read this book. And then you can also rent the movie, Mr. Malcolm's List, which is so enjoyable as well. So thank you, Suzanne, for being with us. And next week, we will see you readers for more 10-minute book talk fun. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.